Hello viewers, I am Sanjeev Pandya welcoming you to the Tax Time Show. This is the show, as you know by now, that to get all the latest information about the taxes, whether it's a personal taxes or corporate taxes or any other taxes related matter, we get it to you in this show Tax Time. Of course, courtesy of Mr. Ajay Kumar, Sai CPA Services, a firm based here in state of New Jersey. Ajay Kumar is a CPA and MBA and brings over 25 years of experience in personal taxes as well as corporate taxes. Ajay, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji.
How are you?
I'm doing great, Sanjeev ji.
Very good. Every week we give out different information, different topics, and you've been guiding us very well. And I think we have a lot more coming in the next couple of weeks or so.
Absolutely. It's an election year.
Yes. But a couple of weeks ago, I remember we touched upon this topic briefly. And because popular demand, we've been requested to give out more information on this topic. So we're going to be doing that in this episode. The title of this episode is Open a Company in USA. That means how someone who is not a resident of USA, not living in USA, can open a company here in USA for the business. Sounds like an interesting topic.
It is interesting. We live in a global economy. After the last episode that we had few weeks ago, we touched upon this topic, and then we had a lot of calls, a lot of emails, a lot of people wanted to know. A lot of people from India wants to invest into US. They have a well established company in India. Now they want to sell their product, sell their services in US, Sanjeev ji. In order for these people to sell their services in US, they need to have a branch office, they need to have a legal setup, they need to have a bank account, they need to have an address. So this whole episode is to discuss what are the steps, what's the process, how do you go about taking your business from locally to globally.
Okay, locally to globally, I like it, from one country to US, and then obviously US, the country gives you many opportunities
for
businesses, for entrepreneurs and business owners. You could be selling the best product outside USA somewhere, and you want to continue that momentum. You want to sell more and more, reach out to more and more customers in the US, and that's how you open the company. Is it really complicated to start a business?
It's not complicated. There are several steps to it, and rightfully so. The US government wants to protect US interest first. So when it comes to starting a company for a foreigner, the scrutiny is little more than what you would have for a domestic owner. Consider a situation. If you have a domestic owner and you have a company, if you are not filing your taxes or if you are not paying your taxes, we know where to find you. We know where you live. We know what your social security number is. We have plethora of opportunities to block your social security benefits, to the insurance benefits, to do a lot of harm. But if you are an international person, what do we do now? How do we control somebody who is located internationally if they are not doing their filing, if they are not doing their proper tax filings, tax payments? Now that being said, so the scrutiny, the number of steps that you have in this whole process increases to make sure people are doing what they are supposed to do.
Okay, that's interesting. What they're supposed to do, meaning that you open a company here in USA and you're doing business and everything, and US government or the IRS wants you to file a tax return in the US.
Not just filing the taxes. Filing the taxes all boils down to paying the taxes, well, right? But we wouldn't really know how much to pay, how much we should be asking you to pay, unless we know how much you owe, how much you filed for. So it's in the steps process. We make sure you file first so we can see what the bank transactions were and how much you should be paying, so we can go behind you, we can come after you to collect the money.
All right, so let's start from the basic. Company XYZ based in India, right? And it's very easy to relate the country and a company and everything. Now, once they start doing business in US, they will be maintaining their office address and all the information based in India, or will they have to open an office here in US as well?
That's optional. We can't really force anybody to have an office at any place. So the US government cannot force any foreigner to maintain certain office location, depending on what type of business you are, depending on what you want to achieve with this business. Say for example, if it's an IT consulting company and you are looking to get the L1 visa through this company, then you must have an office over here. L1 visa requires that this person, L1 visa is sort of an executive visa, that this person will come from a different country and will work over here. In order for you to work over here, you must have an office location. But if you are, let's say, website service company, you create websites for everybody, you don't really have to have an office location over here. These websites can be created from India, from anywhere in the world. So depending on the type of office you have, depending on the type of business you have, you may have to have an office, you may not need to have an office over here.
Okay, so that's an option. Rightfully you say that. Now, what type of company can be open in USA for the foreigners?
Absolutely, great question, Sanjeev ji. So a lot of people assume that first they cannot open the company. Then if they can open the company, they tend to assume that they have to have a local US partner, which is not true. You can open the company and you don't have to have, it's not mandatory to have a local US partner. Then the third question becomes, when they know that they can open the company and they don't have to have the partner, then a lot of people tend to assume, Sanjeev ji, that they can open any type of company over here. Yes. But US government, just because we want to track it, we want to keep a close eye on these companies, allows only two types of structure for foreigners. If it's a 100% foreign-owned company, or if we have
only two types of structure.
Only two types of structure, Sanjeev ji. So as we discussed in our earlier episodes, US government allows 5 types of structure for a US resident.
Yes.
We talk about proprietorship, partnership, LLC, S Corp and C Corp. For a foreigner, proprietorship, partnership as well as the S Corp, these 3 structures are not allowed. We are only left with C Corporation and the LLC, limited liability company or a large corporation.
That's a very interesting point. When we come back after the break, we'll just quickly touch upon that why the other 3 entities not allowed.
Absolutely.
Quickly we'll touch on it, then we'll go into the advantages and disadvantages of having C Corporation or LLC for a foreigner. With that note, viewers, we're going to take a short break. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages.